Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope everybody out there is doing really well. Today we've got the first part of an interactive video between myself and you guys determining the greatest fall designer fragrance of all time. So here's how this is going to work. I've already done a poll on my Facebook group where I asked you guys what is the greatest designer fall fragrance ever. I didn't actually post anything in that other than asking the question. I didn't post any of the fragrances up there. That was all you guys. So you added the different selections, you made the votes, and now we're gonna have a battle to determine who is the best. So let's jump into this. So essentially what I've done here is I've taken the top 8 vote-getting fragrances, and now we're going to have a single elimination tournament where you guys are voting for the winners. So when this video goes live, I'm going to post multiple polls with the matchups on the community tab of my YouTube page, and I need you all to go there, cast your votes, and determine the winners and who moves on. Then in future videos, we'll have those matchups until we determine who is the greatest. Now also, just to throw this out there, Simply Put Scents did something kind of similar to this in the past, so I want to give a shout out to him as well. So before we do the top 8 and break down these matchups, I want to go over the first 2 fragrances out. So these were number 9 and number 10 in that poll on my Facebook group. Number 9 was Dior Homme Parfum. The very first fragrance out, did not make it into this tournament. It was just so close. I think that when I actually sat down and tallied everything up and made this list out, it was out by 3 votes. And then number 10 was 1 Million Privé by Paco Rabanne. Love both of those fragrances, Dior Homme Parfum and 1 Million Privé. Both get a big thumbs up from me, but they just didn't make it, just barely. And this is going to be single elimination, so if the first seed beats the 8th seed, the 8th seed goes away, the first seed moves on. All that out of the way, let's get into the matchups that you guys will be voting on. I'm not going to tell you all here in this video which ones I think should win and move on, because that would influence the whole tournament. So I'm not going to make my opinions known until the very end when the winner is crowned, and then I'll let you guys see my bracket of how I think things should have played out. Okay, the first matchup, the number 1 seed, Dolce & Gabbana's The One Eau de Parfum against the number 8 seed, Prada Luna Rossa Black. The One Eau de Parfum, amber, tobacco, ginger, cardamom, grapefruit, probably the most well-known, or one of the most well-known date night fragrances across the entire designer spectrum. One of the biggest fall fragrances of all time, without doubt. It took the One Eau de Toilette, which was already super popular, and improved upon it. It took that same DNA, that same idea, but made it richer, made it have more depth, and gave it a performance boost. So not a huge surprise to see that one in here at number 1, the One Eau de Parfum. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? The one, yeah. The number 8 seed, Luna Rossa Black. This one taking facets of Midnight in Paris, facets of Bulgari Black, and even a tiny touch of Luna Rossa Sport, mixing it all together and giving you a really nice, slightly powdery fall time fragrance. Big attention grabber as well. Tonka, amber, angelica, patchouli, some of the notes in the fragrance. It's gonna smell very unique to most people out there. If you're a really seasoned fragrance professional or collector or whatever, then maybe it won't smell as unique to you, but to most people out there, super unique. These 2 titans going up against each other in the first matchup. Remember to vote in the community tab. Our next matchup is the number 5 against the number 4 seeds. It's going to be Pure Havane by Mugler up against Valentino Uomo Intense. This one is a pretty spicy matchup. I like this. Yeah, not much else to say past that, because again, I don't want to sway you guys. Valentino Uomo Intense, really well known for being an iris-based fragrance. There's also vanilla in there, there's leather, there's tonka. It gets compared to Dior Homme Intense. So when this one first came out, people said, hey, you know that new Valentino Uomo Intense? Yeah, that's basically Valentino's take on Dior Homme Intense? And to an extent, kind of is, but they're not the exact same fragrance. The iris is gonna give you a similar feel, but the fragrance, actually pretty different if you wear them side by side. Pure Havane, honey, tobacco, vanilla, cacao. It's a sweet pipe tobacco type of scent, one of the most well-known, most popular flankers in the Amen line, which has seen some big flanker releases. This one may be at the very top, at least as far as Amen flankers go. So Pure Havane going up against Valentino Homme Intense. Cast your votes. Next matchup is number 3, Spice Bomb Extreme, going up against number 6, Dior Homme Intense. It's a big matchup. And honestly, I really don't know how this is gonna shake out, so I'm very interested to see. Spice Bomb Extreme, of course, lots of spices, cinnamon being at the forefront there. You've also got tobacco, you've got vanilla. Spice Bomb Extreme took the Spice Bomb DNA, actually took a little bit of the aggressiveness, abrasiveness from the spices, mellowed it out a little bit, gave it some black vanilla, and a lot of people actually prefer it over the original Spice Bomb, which you're kind of seeing reflected here because the original Spice Bomb didn't make the top 10. Spice Bomb Extreme came in at number 3. And then Dior Homme Intense, Lavender and Brett Pear, of course, Iris. As I mentioned, Valentino Homme Intense that we just talked about gets compared to Dior Homme Intense. So which one of those will go further? Valentino Homme Intense, Dior Homme Intense? Who knows? I'm really interested though to see Valentino Homme Intense at a higher seating than Dior Homme Intense. I thought that would have been flip-flopped, but that's neither here nor there. So there's another matchup. Number 3, Spice Bomb Extreme. Number 6, Dior Homme Intense. And that's gonna bring us to our last matchup in this video. Number 7, Pure Malt from Terry Mugler against number 2, La Nuit de l'Homme, the Jeremy Fragrance Special. Pure Malt, it's got malt, whiskey, peat, fruity notes. This one is right up there with Pure Havane. They get mentioned hand in hand all the time. Like these are the two Mugler fall time staples. So not a big surprise to see this one in here, ranked just a little bit below Pure Havane as far as the seating goes. And then La Nuit de l'Homme, not a surprise at all. Big compliment puller, big attention grabber, another great date night fragrance, right up there with the one Eau de Parfum. This one, a staple in so many guys' collections. Not a surprise to see it ranked this highly. So that's the last matchup, Pure Malt against La Nuit de l'Homme, 7 against 2. So now I'm gonna throw it to you guys. Again, the community tab on my YouTube page is going to have 4 different places where you can vote for these matchups. So go ahead and go there. You can leave comments in the little polls if you want to, but cast your vote and let's see if there are any upsets. Let's see who moves on. So here's how this is gonna go. I'm gonna let those run for 5 days. After 5 days, I'm gonna call it, and whoever is winning in each one of these matchups at that point moves on. The loser gets jettisoned into the sun and nobody can ever buy it again or speak of its name. It's just wiped off the face of the earth. It no longer exists. Thanos snap. Or maybe, actually, they just don't move on. And I'll do an in memoriam in the next video where we talk about the winners and the losers. Very sad. So again, 5 days, we're gonna call it. And the ones that move on, I'll do another video and we'll go over the results. I'll give you guys the new matchups and then we'll see who moves on to the finals. And also leave a comment below as to which fragrance you think out of these 8 is gonna make it all the way and take home the gold. I think there are some pretty obvious favorites here, but at the same time, I think there are some fragrances that can do some upsets and could potentially take it home, if you know what I'm talking about. You probably do. You know which fragrance I'm talking about. And also, I plan on doing this for winter, spring, and summer fragrances as well. Just kind of a fun thing to do where we can get some voting that's going to influence the videos as opposed to just me saying what I think is best. I'm gonna kick it to you guys. This is community-wide, so it's up to you. If you don't agree with the fragrances featured here, that's not on me. I didn't even cast one single vote, so I'm just the messenger. All right, guys. It's gonna do it for me. We'll also probably do a niche version of this in the near future because it's kind of fun. I dig this giving you guys the power as to what's going to be featured here. So yeah, stay safe out there. Thanks for all the support. See you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.